Today, we have a very inspiring woman with a very inspirational message with us, Miss Aaida Mamuji. She is a doctoral candidate in public administration at the University of Ottawa. Born in Kuwait to parents of Yemeni and Indian descent who met in Kenya, the highly accomplished Ms. Mamuji is now a Canadian citizen whose studies and work focus on international development and public policy. She is the North American spokeswoman for PeaceMidan. Well, hi, Aaida. How are you today? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
It is our pleasure. Let's start out with the very basic question that everybody wants to know. What is PeaceMidan?
All right, perfect. So PeaceMidan is a movement that encourages the voice and ideas of all people to come forth to tackle the challenges that are facing us in the world today. So I'd like to start out by asking a very simple question. When was the last time that, let's say, John from Iowa was able to pose a solution to a problem that he sees in the Middle East, and Fatima from Yemen, for example, decides to respond to his solution and there have a conversation? Basically, that's what PeaceMidan is about. It's a circle that tries to include anybody and everybody that's united by the idea that change is possible, and encourages dialogue in order to bring about positivity to address problems that are facing all regions of the world, but primarily right now our focus is on the Middle East, North Africa, and Turkey.
Great. Thank you very much. What a powerful mission. So can you give us a little bit of history of PeaceMidan?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with the name itself. So, over the past year and a half or two, we have been exposed to the events that are happening with the Arab Spring, and the images of people standing with determination and resilience in the different squares, whether it was the Tahrir Square in Egypt, Freedom Square, or Tahrir Square in Yemen, which was the Change Square. What we saw is people united, and saying, time now change. We don't no longer want to be subjected to the regimes that have, brought us down for so many decades. And through that vision and their vision for a better future, PeaceMidan came about. And PeaceMidan is a people square and a peace square for all people in the world. So we're trying to take the same idea where people are coming together for betterment and change and saying, okay, now we're all united by this idea, so let's talk and see how we can bring about positivity.
And may I ask a little bit more about you and how you got involved with PeaceMidan?
Yeah, so basically, I was asked to be the spokesperson for the organization, and I jumped right at the opportunity because I really believe in its vision. When I was speaking to the co-founder, he was telling me a story about his young 9-year-old daughter, and he was telling me that, one day she was watching the news and she came to him and she was distraught and really sad and saying, Dad, did you see what was happening, in Libya? Did you hear the news? What's happening to the world? And that kind of innocent surprise of the state of affairs is basically what sparks PeaceMidan. It's saying, we need to revive that spirit of realizing that there is a problem in the world, but that there are possible solutions. And I guess, from childhood, my parents have really instilled this kind of idea that really nothing is impossible. If you have a vision and you really feel that you can bring about change, then voice your opinion and don't let things get into the way. And PeaceMidan was basically, creating an ecosystem for change. It's giving you a forum by which people can voice these it harnesses this kind of dialogue and really wants to go from, just fluffy conversations to actual tangible change. So when I was approached with the idea, I said, why not? I guess it was just something that kind of flows from many different other activities that I've been involved in since I was a young girl, and really, believing in this idea that being of service to others and seeing that there is a hope for a better future. So we need to make sure that we're continuing in that way.
Very much. How exactly will all this work?
Okay, so the first initiative that we have right now is called 320 Reality, and it's a very, very exciting campaign. I'm excited to introduce it, and when I talk to people about it, they also get really excited. So what we're trying to say first is that, we're not the solution. We really don't know how to fix the world's problems, and that's a big, kind of feat to kind of do just as one single organization. But we are saying that we are part of the solution, and we want to be part of the solution. And we feel that we can do that by hearing what other people have to say. So 320 Reality is just that. It's an online pitch fest that says, okay, if you feel that you have a good idea to address a problem that's facing that region of the world, then we want to hear it. Go online to our website and post up your 3-minute video. You post up your video, and the online community gets to vote. By January of next year, we'll basically have the first round of voting closed. And from there, we'll select 15 of those videos, the ones that that people feel have really put forward a solution to a problem that, if implemented, will really, bring about positive results. Then we'll have a second round of voting where 6 people will actually be invited to California. Long Beach, California is where we're going to be holding our first PeaceMidan conference. And you'll be able to pitch your idea then there for 20 minutes. After that, there'll be a panel of judges which will assess all the different participants, and 3 will be selected. And the best part is the fact that we're going to make this a reality. So we go from 320 Reality, so 3 minutes to 20 minutes to reality. And the way we bring about reality is we have networks all across the world. We will be providing over $35,000 in financial support and professional expertise to help whatever idea it is that you've brought forward to actually be implemented and create change that will affect people's lives.
Who can participate in this then?
Anybody can participate. That's the exciting part. So anybody can participate and anybody can vote anywhere in the world. All you do need to do is to have access to a camera, I guess, to record your video and to upload it online, and then we'll take it from there. So we really believe that it's not geographical boundaries or other artificial boundaries that need to divide us. Rather, if we are all communicating with the one single purpose of creating betterment for society, then we don't feel you should be excluded from this conversation. Join in the conversation, believe in the vision that you have, share it, and we're saying we're here to listen, and the world will listen too.
What do you say to those who think that people are powerless to really affect positive change in that region? If they maybe think, ooh, that's too big and that's too far away and it doesn't really affect me, or who am I to make the difference? What message do you have to say to them?
I'll address the first thing about, it doesn't really affect me. And I feel like today we are really living in a world that is extremely interconnected. And problems anywhere in the world do affect us and do have ramifications that we will feel. So we were saying, by virtue of that, you need to be part of the solution. And we've kind of faced this situation where we have lots of youngsters and lots of people in a state of cynicism, and oh, the world cannot be made better, or change cannot happen. And what we're trying to say in PeaceMidan is, why not? If you look at how changes have happened over the course of history, it's always been that entrepreneurial spirit that said, you know what, something needs to be done, and I'm going to take that change. And it can happen just by one person, with one person's idea, and you see the effects and how many people are benefiting from that. So, whether it's, for example, Mohammed Yunus, who has the microfinancing, which right now is helping so many thousands of families, or we can think of, the iconic Mother Teresa. And she started out in Calcutta, but today across the world you have mothers and brothers and sisters of Mother Teresa who are carrying out her work in malnutrition clinics and AIDS hospices. There are multiple examples of social entrepreneurs that actually pitched an idea, worked for it, worked hard, believed in it, and their vision became a reality, and we're still feeling it today. So, enough with this cynicism. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
I love the quote that is on the website by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. We've seen that over and over in history. But now, with our communication technologies, people can have an even stronger voice, no matter who or where they are. I love that. That just fits so great.
Exactly. And, at its core, PeaceMidan is really a grassroots organization because it is for the masses, it is for the people. But what we're saying is that these roots don't have to only come directly from the area that's facing that problem most directly. These roots can come from anywhere. And we have to remember that, through the 320 Reality campaign, if somebody poses a solution to a problem, let's say somebody in the West, and somebody in Palestine hears it and doesn't really feel that it's gonna work, then they can voice their opinion, and that dialogue can continue, and we can see how can we better improve this idea. But what we're not saying is, let's get rid of it and throw it away.
So what do you think our young people need to develop the confidence to know that they can make an impact on today's world?
Personally, I feel that the problem that young people face today is that they simply don't feel like they are being heard or listened to. And I feel that one of the most powerful ways in which to combat this is simply to say, I'm here and I'm listening. Once people feel that their ideas matter and that their thoughts are of concern, then it's just a positive snowball that can roll from there. So I feel like if we just give people the voice, especially our youngsters, tell them that we really believe that they have something important to say, then it's uphill from there.
Can you give examples of small social entrepreneurial ideas that have made a big difference?
Yeah, I'd like to bring about the small project that started by a group in Yemen, a group of young guys, actually young boys, and they started a small initiative where they collected money from some of the family members that they knew, some of their family friends, and they went and they purchased food, which they eventually would distribute by hand to some of the poorest families in the villages around them. And this is in Sana'a, the capital of Yemen. And today, this small group of young guys has moved to a organization that is called Himmat Shabab. And because people saw the vision that they had and actually felt like they were doing good work, more and more people started donating, and today Yemen has its first soup kitchens where, people who really need it are going there and getting their daily meals. That kind of idea that started from just a group of young boys saying, okay, we need to do something, and it could just be simply buying food and distributing it. And it grows to soup kitchens that are now, international media is talking about. This is the kind of social entrepreneurial spirit and change that can come about when you just let people, go out and try whatever it is that they envision.
That is so powerful. That is great. Thank you very much for that example that we can all relate and understand for sure. So, how do social entrepreneurs differ from regular entrepreneurs, and how do their efforts differ from other types of social change?
So social entrepreneurs, basically, the difference, if you think of any other type of entrepreneur, is the bottom line. The end outcome of a social entrepreneur is the public good. So you're not thinking about the personal gain that's going to come to you, but rather what good you can bring to society at large. And that's kind of also, looking this back to 320 reality. When you watch reality TV these days, you have lots of different contests and different campaigns going on. But ultimately, many of the winners of these different competitions are simply the participants themselves, and that's about it. So 320 Realities is a spin on this, because it's saying, we can take the same kind of forum, the same kind of competition, but what we're trying to do is you're winning by being able to affect change in other people's lives. So you're looking at the social good, the public good, more than your own personal gain. So that's basically one of the major differences between the two.
Very good, thank you. What specific challenges is PeaceMidan trying to address?
That's basically where it's left up to the people who are going to be participating. Again, we are not the solution, but part of the solution. And the problems that people wish to raise, really we feel will come from the voices of the people. So it's not like we have an arrow where we're saying, this is the problem we want to address. How are we going to address it? We're saying, there are all these different problems. How do you feel that you can best address one of these problems? Now, for the 320 Reality campaign, we do have different streams to kind of guide people's thoughts. So the first one is called Harmony for Humanity. So, we want to see and hear your ideas about how we can move our societies away from instability and turbulence to societies of coexistence and harmony. The second stream is called Conquer Corruption. Now, no matter where you are in the world, you are a victim to some form of corruption, whether it's entrenched bribery, embezzlement, fraud, anything. So we're saying, do you have a solution for this, for corruption? If you do, then please pitch your idea and we want to hear it. And then our third stream is open. So we left it open so that if you have any type of solution to a environmental, social, economic, or cultural challenge that the Middle East is facing, or anything that sparks your passion, we're saying we want to hear it. So we've developed these different streams to kind of guide people, but at the end, we're really a circle and we're not an arrow. We're saying that the solution to whatever problem is going to come from the people themselves.
Harmony for Humanity, Conquer Corruption, and then the third one is Open.
Yeah, it's Inspire. Basically, inspire us.
Inspire you. All right. So, wouldn't the problems of this area, the Turkey, North of Africa, and Middle East, be better handled by people within that region?
Well, there's a couple of answers that I could give for this particular concern that people have. The first is, and I alluded to this earlier, is that we are living in a highly interconnected world. And the problems that we face in the world are often stemmed from, parts far, far away. So we're all interconnected, and we are living in what many people term as the global village. Now, insofar as that is the case, in today's world, really, you're only removed from the problems and the issues that are affecting Turkey, North Africa, and the Middle East only if you want to be removed from them by choice. Because with travel, with the internet, with news, with media, with blogs, there's so much room for interaction, and you can really be far away geographically, but really connected to the issues that the people in those regions are facing. No, I don't believe that the problems of that part of the world can only be handled by the people there. But, PeaceMidan is a square again for all people. So we are sure that there are going to be, thousands of people in that part of the world, Turkey, North Africa, and the Middle East, who are engaging in our conversations and our campaigns. But we're saying we're going to extend this a little bit further and say anybody who wants to be part of it, because you see a vision for change, should be part of our little our square.
Excellent.
I hope I addressed I hope I answered your question.
You did very much. Thank you. And I almost think sometimes people too close to an issue have a hard time seeing or being creative and coming up with ideas outside the box. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that opening it up to everyone around the world actually gives lots of new thought processes and ideas to it. Mm-hmm. So what I'd like to do right now is kind of recap of how people can participate in it again, if that's okay.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's see. I have an idea, and it's either myself or it's myself and a couple friends or coworkers, so it doesn't matter the amount of people. Mm-hmm. And I have an idea that fits under one of the three categories: the Harmony for Humanity, Conquer Corruption, or Inspire Me, which pretty much covers everything. Mm-hmm. So you have an idea, and you put it in a 3-minute video. So you get out your cell phone or your laptop, and you do a video, and you give just a really compressed, down to it of what your idea is. And then you go to your website, of which I will give directions how to get to that. And then you upload it on your website. That's the very first step. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. So starting November 12th is when people can upload their videos. And in fact, on November 12th, it's also when people can start viewing them. So that's exactly when voting begins. So voting starts at the same time as people start uploading their videos. And you have till January 15th to submit your 3-minute pitch.
Okay, so it starts November 12th. You have until January 15th. Now, is there anything additional, like written? Do you need a synopsis? Do you need a 1-page letter about it, or is it just the video?
It's just the video. We're trying to keep it really simple. So you can upload that video, and what we're going to be trying to do is trying to make sure that all these videos are translated in, unless it's an English video, but it's going to be translated in Arabic and Turkish as well. So we're sure that some people may upload a video in Arabic, and so it will be translated in English and Turkish. So those are the 3 languages that we're trying to use right now. And hopefully, as PeaceMidan grows, we'll be able to increase our base and have any kind of further campaigns basically open to more people because it'll be more translated.
Okay, excellent. So don't let language stop you. And
Exactly.
then may I say that if somebody would like to assist in translating, that they contact you as well. Would that be helpful?
Oh my God, that would be perfect because we are looking for volunteers. Again, we just started out October 15th, so we're still growing. And any and all help that we can get is welcome. So you can go to our website, our PeaceMidan website, and there's a section there for people who'd like to help out.
Okay, excellent. So there's an idea of how you can help, even if you don't have an idea of how to resolve in the other criteria. So judging, who and how does the judging happen?
Okay, so the first round of voting is based on our online viewership. So people online are voting for their favorite videos, the best ideas that they feel are most tangible. And from that, on February 1st, we'll announce the 15 most voted videos. So that's going to be the pool that we go with. So from February 1st to February 15th, these participants, these 15 people, can upload new videos, but we'll have round 2 of voting as well. So you're going to go from those 15 to 6. June 30th, 6 finalists are selected, and those 6 finalists are, wherever they are in the world, are going to be given a fully paid, all expenses paid trip to California, Long Beach, California, where we're going to be holding our conference on September 8th. So on September 8th is when you get to do your next 20-minute pitch.
Okay, great. That's another way that everybody can participate, is to be involved in the voting, is to go and watch, and also to be inspired by watching the videos. And if you don't currently have an idea, simply by watching and being inspired and hearing other people's ideas may give you a fabulous idea, and then you'll generate your own 3-minute video, because get the energy going in you, even if you don't have any idea. So we've brought up a couple ways to participate, and I think very inspiring to go watch and vote, and that may give you the idea as well.
When you are actually watching these videos, you'll also have an opportunity to, provide your comments on them, and hopefully this will stimulate some kind of dialogue. So if you have something to say, perhaps something that the original person didn't think about, you can share your idea in a comment as well.
So the first 15 are completely chosen by the public?
That's correct.
Okay, great. And then they can resubmit between February 1st and February 15th a new 3-minute video if they want to update it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets voted down to 6. And is that the public again, or does PeaceMidan step in and start doing voting? So
we're going to have a panel of experts. I believe right now we're going to have around 6 panel of experts. Although the details of that are still being discussed. And so I think for that round it's going to be 50-50. So 50% of the voting will be from the online viewership, and 50% will be from the experts themselves. But then the final round of voting, so once we're in California, after the 20-minute pitch, that's going to be the PeaceMidan experts who will select the 3 that are going to have their visions into reality.
And so let's just expand on that. I know you already touched on it. You're going to narrow it down to 3, and then you're going to actually help those 3 come to fruition?
Exactly. So we are going to provide financial support. So The first winner will get at least $20,000, and then $10,000 and $5,000 for the second and third prizes respectively. But we also have a network of experts, a network of contacts. We hope by that time we'll have a lot of media coverage, so people who pick up on the ideas will say, you know what, we can help with this. And that's our goal. The goal is to make these visions into a reality. So yes, we want them to come to fruition.
Just so wonderful, such a great idea. And then that's in September, the voting. Going to California and having the final vote by PeaceMidan panel of judges and experts. All right, wonderful. Can you think of anything that we haven't covered that you would like to share with our audience?
Sure. So if you're interested in PeaceMidan and its activities, I know we've spent a considerable amount of time talking about 320 Reality, but 320 Reality is basically just one of our campaigns. Although the final, the final day of this campaign is going to be on September 8th in our conference in Long Beach, the conference itself is actually going to have many different panelists, many different speakers, and it's actually a 3-day event. And it finishes with this 320 Reality showing. But before then, we're going to be talking about cinema, arts and media, social justice, science and development, U.S. Middle East relations, entrepreneurship. And so we'll have experts in those fields talking about different problems and different solutions, and really trying to encourage all participants who are at the conference to address different issues. And we're going to be coming out with a publication as well, and making sure that people in places of public policy, people at universities, and intellectuals that need to hear the ideas that come out of this conference hear about it. So intellectual engagement is really another pillar in addition to social entrepreneurship that PeaceMidan is all about.
How can the arts and culture make an impact on peace in the Middle East?
Arts and culture is basically very universal. Let's focus on art. Art is a language that you can understand no matter where you are in the world, whether it's through music, whether it's through painting, whether it's through poetry, regardless, whatever it is. If you see art and you keep your heart open, you will be touched by it. There are many different examples that have come out of that region of the world, but anywhere really where art has been a source of unifying people. So it's a force that really can say, let's find our common language, and we can be together when we have that. I know that there have been murals that have been painted on war-torn areas, devastated areas, and that's basically, just somebody saying, I want to make an impression, and I'm going to express peace through my art in this place that has been ruined by the bombs or the weaponry or whatever it is. And that in itself is basically saying, we need some hope here. And there is somebody who's looking at a different side, and people that are affected by it. So art really, in my opinion, and in the opinion of everyone at PeaceMidan, is a unifying force. And in fact, in our during our convention in Long Beach, we will be having a world-class concert where we'll be inviting musicians and artists from all across the world to basically present their art. And we hope that in itself will be very inspiring.
Beautifully said. So for more information or to get involved, there is a direct link on the radio station homepage at www.inspirational.ca. inspirationalradioonline.com. Simply go to today's speaker schedule and click on PeaceMidan. That's Peace, P-E-A-C-E, Midan, M-I-D-A-N, and that will take you directly there. Thank you very much for joining us today, Aaida. If you have anything else you'd like to say, please do.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do feel honored that your radio show was willing to give us some time. I really believe in the vision of this and that nothing is impossible. I encourage everyone to check out our websites and really to internalize the fact that if you think you have an idea for change, then we want to hear it. And we encourage you to participate, and we're eager to find out what you have to say.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great energy. I have had goosebumps on my arms and on my legs through most of this phone conversation. So thank you. It's awesome. And we'll talk again soon.